So let's talk about a debt collection topic that's getting a lot of news lately: the fake debt collector. People are getting calls from people who are pretending that they're law enforcement personnel, or they're coming to arrest them, or going to come to your work and arrest you over an old debt that you might not recognize. Now, Jerry, you've been getting lots of calls about this, haven't you?
We have, and chances are the folks who are calling you are based overseas, and it's a scam. Now, they will have a lot of information about you, probably things like your social security number, bank account, where you work, where you live. The way they got that is they got it through an online loan site where you applied for a loan. You may not have gotten a loan, but you applied at some point, and that's where the information's come from.
Taking fake debt collectors' calls and threats seriously, it's hard to separate yourself from this emergency and how somebody's threatening to show up at your job or your spouse's job, having all that information. They're just there to push buttons and get you to pay something you may not even owe.
So here's what I always say: if you get a debt collector and you think it's a fake and they're saying that they're from a law enforcement agency and you've been sued and they're coming to arrest you, ask them for the number of the court case and the court in which it was filed, and then politely disconnect and call the courthouse and see if that case actually exists. 9 times out of 10, it doesn't. It's just a scare tactic, and don't fall for it.
And you can't be arrested just because you can't afford to pay a debt. So don't let the threat of a sheriff showing up on your door that night scare you into making a payment to a company that calls you out of the blue on the phone.
Up in the top, you should see a search box where you can enter in the name of whoever this fake debt collector is and find out what other consumers might have said about this company in the past. And if you see a consistent line of complaints or results, even in a Google search, then you know you're dealing with something that you don't have to get stressed out about.
And never pay a debt collector over the phone immediately just because they call you. You always want to get some kind of agreement in writing. You want to validate the debt, make sure it's legitimate, and you definitely don't want to send the money by Western Union. Good chance that money's going overseas.
And here are a couple more tips. If you're contacted by a debt collector that has very broken English, or comes up with the name of a company, they won't tell you the company, but they'll give you some bogus department like investigations department. Ask them for the name of the company, their physical location, their telephone number, and of course that court case that I mentioned. Another thing is, I've noticed that some of these fake debt collectors are actually stealing the names of real law firms and pretending to be with those law firms here in the United States. Call the law firm. Just do some research. Don't panic.